An entitled Karen accuses me of trespassing and littering at my job. And even though I tried to explain to her that I'm working and on the clock, she still ended up blocking my car from leaving the park and even went as far as calling the police, claiming that I was above the law. Here's what happened. So I work for an HOA management company. What I usually do is go to different communities and do some maintenance work, such as picking up trash and fixing park equipment, stuff like that. And I always start my shift at 7 o'clock in the morning. I went to this park that has a rule that no one is allowed there before 8 o'clock in the morning. It was a very small park, so I was able to finish my job in about 15 minutes, and I was putting the trash bags out on the curb for the garbage men to pick up. They drive by at around 7:30 in the morning, so I have to be quick when I show up at 7 o'clock. Well, this entitled Karen was walking her dog when she noticed me putting the trash out on the curb and assumed that I was up to no good. She ended up taking a picture of me as I was working and a picture of the park hours. This entitled Karen then approached me asking me what I'm doing here. She said to me, "What are you doing here? Nobody's allowed to be here before 8 o'clock in the morning. You need to leave before I call the cops on you for trespassing and littering." I said to her, "Ma'am, I work here, and I am literally doing the opposite of littering. I'm picking up the trash here at the park." The entitled Karen then said, "How do you explain this trash you're leaving here? This is littering." So I explained that this was the trash from the park and that I'm leaving it here for the garbage men to come and pick it up. But this entitled Karen was refusing to understand what I was saying. She said to me, "No, it's littering and you can't be here." She then pointed at the sign. I said to her, "Like I said, I literally work here. I have a right to do my job here." This entitled Karen then asked me if I think that I'm above the law. But I said to her, "I never said that. I'm just here because I have a job to do. You know what? I don't even have to listen to you. I'm leaving." So I got in my truck and I started, just to find this entitled Karen standing behind me on the phone, keeping me from backing up. I could hear this entitled Karen calling the police. She said, "I'm reporting someone here at the park trespassing and leaving trash. He claims he's above the law." And I've honestly never been more blown away by somebody's entitlement in my life. So you know what? I just sat there and I waited for the cops to show up because I knew they would be on my side the second they showed up. I just turned up the music to ignore everything this entitled Karen was yelling. Fast forward, and shortly a police officer did show up. He approached the Karen first and then approached my window. The officer then asked me if what this lady was saying was true. But I said to him, "No, officer, I work here. I'm literally just cleaning up and I'm leaving trash for the trash men to pick up." Meanwhile, the garbage men are picking up the trash right behind him. The officer then said, "Very well, I'll just get this lady out of your way so you can continue with your day, and thank you for keeping our community clean." I responded by saying that that's not a problem at all, and then I thanked the officer. This officer then drags this Karen out of the way. I then back up and drive away, while this entitled Karen stares at me with a shocked expression on her face. And at this point, I'm laughing and rolling down the window, making sure that this Karen can absolutely hear me. Wow, how entitled and weird can you possibly get? Like seriously, there was no reason for her to act that way. She stepped in the middle of a situation that literally had nothing to do with her. Like she was acting like this guy was doing something nefarious. He clearly was up to no good or something like that. Like she seriously has to be so dense to assume that the garbage bag, as well as his story of making the park cleaner, was somehow a complete lie. Like seriously, lady, what is your problem? Are you that bored that you can't just mind your own business? And also this part about her stopping you from leaving the parking lot and literally standing behind you in your truck, that would have driven me insane, and that honestly is not okay. You can't block someone from leaving a public area like that, and I'm honestly kind of surprised that she got off the hook. So good for the original poster for keeping their cool, because honestly, I would have been a lot more angry if I was in your shoes. If you like Am I the Jerk, you're probably going to love Am I the Genius. Check it out, link down below in the description. Also, go to amithejerk.com/submit if you would like to submit your own stories. I'm considering charging my boyfriend rent, all because he doesn't contribute anything to the house. But I'm honestly not sure if this is going to ruin my relationship or not, and I seriously now don't know what to do. Here's what happened. So I'm a 31-year-old female and my boyfriend is 33 years old. We've been dating for 9 months and admittedly, things moved very fast with us. And I know what you're thinking. It was very dumb. We started living together about 8 months ago after 1 month of dating. He's a YouTuber who works from home, and while I don't want to discuss my job, to my knowledge, I make more than he does, and I am also gone during the day. He does some stuff on the side, such as buying and reselling items, but it doesn't make much profit. When he moved in, he offered to pay rent, but I told him he didn't have to worry about it and to just pay half the bills with the knowledge he would work on his YouTube channel during this time. Well, after 4 months of living together, I checked his YouTube channel out of curiosity and noticed he didn't have any videos posted since moving in. I mentioned this to him, and he said it was because he was spending the majority of the time cleaning, since I admittedly wasn't pulling my weight. So I started cleaning more and have been improving. Well, another 4 months have gone by, and I noticed his channel was updated, but it's only been even updated once. In the 8 months we've been living together, he only updated the channel one time, and the video was only 10 minutes long. When I asked him and confided that I was feeling like I was being taken advantage of, he agreed, but then 2 days later began saying I was ungrateful and didn't appreciate him because he was cleaning the house, he was helping me with some legal paperwork, and he was finding good sales and deals for the both of us. We almost broke up right then and there, but I sent him a message saying why I felt justified, basically calling him out. He then apologized and promised to work harder. A week later, he claims he finished a video and was working on his next one. And maybe I should have trusted him, but I checked and it still hasn't been posted. So I made an offhand comment asking him if he got any comments on his newest video, but he admittedly said that he hadn't posted it and was working on the editing process. But if that's the case, then why would he tell me it was finished? Why is he working on the next video without finishing the first one? I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but on top of the other stuff that would take forever to get into, I'm starting to feel like I'm being taken for a ride. Like the only reason he's with me is because I don't charge him any rent. While I've considered breaking up with him, this is simply not an option for me right now. I'm considering charging rent because I kind of want to see what his reaction would be, because if he reacts negatively, that will honestly tell me everything I need to know about him. But secondly, we currently have a power dynamic that I'm really uncomfortable with. I feel like I have too much control and I don't like that feeling. I would also feel much more at ease as if this is our place that we live at. But I also recognize that it was partly my fault why he couldn't do so much work before. So honestly, should I be charging him rent? What should I do? Okay, I need to circle back to something the original poster said, because they said flat out they think they're being taken advantage of, and trust me, this guy is absolutely doing just that. This guy is skating by, not doing a single thing for his YouTube channel, and just literally staying at home doing nothing. Him cleaning or helping you with legal paperwork, or finding good sales or deals or whatever his excuse is, that is not contributing to the house in the slightest. Cleaning the house is literally just the bare minimum of what's expected. That is not some special occasion that's going to take you all day to finish. Literally, that'll take what, maybe an hour to clean and tidy up the house? But for the remaining 7 hours of the normal workday, what is this guy doing? If this guy really is a YouTuber, then shouldn't he be uploading consistently to keep his channel alive? He's only uploaded once in 8 months. Like seriously, your channel's going to lose a lot of momentum just by doing that alone. And this is not a case where he's way too busy to make a video and get it done. Like this guy is just straight up not working and he's not doing anything right now. So it really does seem like he's taking advantage of you in a serious way. And I know if I was in your shoes, I would absolutely be asking for rent, because right now this guy is literally skating by without doing anything with his life. And I know that if I was in your shoes, I would seriously be very angry and feel like there's a freeloader mooching off of my hard work. Today, I messed up by racing my truck on a track with my idiot friends. And as a result, I have some serious repairs I need to do on my truck that I am seriously not looking forward to. Here's what happened. So I want to start off by saying that yesterday was crazy. I was having a day along the lines of something that would just be boring. Nobody to hang out with, the cats were going crazy as usual, so I was thinking that my day would be boring. That is, until my friend Sean decided to ring me up and propose an idea to race at his track. He made a dirt track when he inherited his father's old farm, and when he saw the farm, he instantly thought of a track of some kind. Since I had nothing to do, and my truck wasn't getting much use other than the common commute, I said why not? So I got my gear along with my racing mower. It was beautiful yesterday for our race, so me, Sean, and my other buddy Mike and Chris decided to bring our trucks along with another sort of vehicle. And like morons, we use our daily drivers first. So this is where the mess up begins. My truck isn't exactly stable. For a 2006, it's nice, but it has its flaws. The frame, however, is a mess, and I know it might need fixing soon. And when I say soon, I'm meaning today. So this track was relatively smooth, but still had bumps here and there. And my buddies and I were easily doing 50 miles an hour in timed runs. So that's when we thought that doing a race with all four of us on the track would be smart. We had a blast racing together, that is, until it became competitive. My friend Sean got bumped by Chris, and Sean ended up bumping me on the first turn. It sent the truck a little more sideways than it should have, and then I felt it lower just a little bit. The next thing I hear is my friend Sean on the walkie-talkie screaming out that I need to stop because my rear end just gave out. So as you could imagine, the race was ended short, and when I looked at the truck, I indeed had a compromised rear end. My rear shackle mount had snapped clean in half when the frame twisted slightly in that turn, and therefore my truck could not haul any big loads, meaning that I would not be able to haul my trailer. So I was stuck with a choice. I could either risk driving home very carefully, or I could crash at Sean's house for a night or two and try to fix my truck. Either way though, I feel like a complete idiot, and I am not looking forward to fixing that truck. Yeah, as someone who's not very good at cars, I have no idea what you broke on your truck, but from what you described, that sounded incredibly expensive. Like I'm completely stupid when it comes to cars and trucks, trucks, but you have to be very brave to do some kind of racetrack, all with a car that you use to drive around. Like, that definitely sounds like a risky maneuver, and unless my car specifically was built for something like that, you better believe I'm not about to jump in my car and drive on somebody's dirt track. And this is your friend's dirt track, by the way. Like, seriously, this could have been really bad. Sure, you broke something on your car, but that truck very easily could have flipped or something like that. So I think overall you got off very easy, and honestly, you got very lucky, because this honestly could have been drastically different. Am I the jerk for not letting my girlfriend's best friend's daughter stay at our house for a couple of weeks? Here's what happened. Okay, for a bit of context, my girlfriend and I have been living together for just over a year. We have a 4-bedroom house, and my girlfriend's daughter, who's 19 years old, also lives with us. Our other 2 bedrooms are occupied by my 4-year-old daughter when she stays with us, and we also have an extra spare bedroom. As a bit of background, Christmas is really important for both myself and my girlfriend. We both have lots of traditions and have enjoyed melding our Christmas decorations, traditions, and food together over the holidays. My girlfriend's best friend from childhood lives about 3 hours away. They used to live in the same town but moved away 5 years ago. And this best friend also has 3 kids. The middle child, who's 18 years old, has asked my girlfriend if she can come stay with us for a few weeks, which is honestly not really a defined amount of time if you ask me. This middle child and her mom haven't been getting along, and my girlfriend says her friend is worried about her daughter and would prefer her to be somewhere she knows is safe. My issue with this is that she teaches no responsibility to her daughter. I think she should learn responsibility and either learn to follow her mom's house rules, and if you don't like it, be a responsible adult and save money and move out on your own. I don't really have any sympathy in this situation because I've been in that spot 3 times in my life and no one helped me out of any of it. I had to get a job and apartment and figure it out. We also don't really have space in the fridge for extra food for an extra person. My girlfriend thinks that I'm being selfish, but I told her that she's not helping anybody by letting this girl come and stay here. She is not helping her be responsible. It kind of ended in a blow up, and then my girlfriend told me to just remember this the next time I ask for something, to which I replied, "Oh, are you threatening me now?" Now, it's also very important to note that this is the 4th time one of her friend's kids have asked to come stay with us while in our town to visit their friends, families, and my girlfriend. Her best friend usually comes to visit every couple of months for a weekend and stays with us as well. I told my girlfriend that it feels like she's trying to ruin Christmas for all of us, and I said that if she insists on this girl coming to stay with us for a few weeks, then I will go and stay with my parents, or this girl can pay $150 a week. So honestly, am I being the jerk here, or is my girlfriend just being selfish? What should I do? Okay, so I've got a lot of questions that actually the original poster went on to clarify. Apparently, the girlfriend has helped raise these 3 kids and sees them as her own. Meanwhile, the original poster has never met them, and they actually moved away before he got with his girlfriend. So with that little bit of information, I can kind of understand where the original poster's coming from when they're saying, look, I don't want them staying at my house. Christmas is literally around the corner, and I'd rather not deal with that during the holidays. But on the other side of this, I do see where your girlfriend is coming from, especially with this added context that, yeah, she basically raised these kids, and clearly they feel comfortable enough to try and stay with your girlfriend at your house instead of staying at their house that they live at. So this really is a sticky situation overall. Now, here's the thing. If this was me and I was in this situation, I think I would also be really resistant to this kid staying for a couple of weeks. If they want to visit for a couple of days to try and cool off and like get their life together or something like that, I would feel way more comfortable with them coming to the house and staying for just a couple of days. Even if they wanted to stay for like 1 week, like that for me would be completely fine. But when this 18-year-old woman comes along and says, hey, I'm having trouble at home, can I stay at your house for a couple of weeks? That, in my opinion, would be completely inappropriate and not something I would be okay with. Staying for a couple of weeks doesn't give any kind of time frame. It literally gives you nothing. Like seriously, a couple of weeks could be any amount of time. Like, are we talking 2 weeks or 4 weeks? Like, how long should I expect this visitor to suddenly become a roommate in my house? I mean, I think I could see a scenario where this would work out to some extent. Like if this girl said, hey, I want to be there on December 1st and then I'll leave on December 8th or something like that. If there was some kind of definable range of time that you can expect her to be there, that would be okay in my opinion. But to instead give this ambiguous time frame of like, oh, a couple of weeks will be fine, that in my opinion is incredibly inappropriate, and I just don't think that would be good for anybody in the house. So hopefully this can get worked out in some kind of way, because I think the girlfriend and the original poster in this story could easily find some kind of common ground to accommodate this girl for maybe just a few days. Am I the jerk for supposedly ruining Christmas for a child, all because I refused to sell one of my favorite dolls? Here's what happened. I'm a 36-year-old female and I love thrifting. I'm also a kid at heart. So this summer, when I found several bags of American Girl doll clothing, I decided to buy them all. I collect old dolls that sometimes need neat clothing, but was really hoping an American Girl doll would show up. And against all odds, one did show up on the shelf a few weeks later. As a kid, I wanted an American Girl doll so badly, but they have always been pretty expensive, so I never got one. I paid $35 for the doll, and I took her home and enjoyed dressing her up. My son also joined in by dressing up his stuffed animals. It was so cute that I took a picture and I put it on Facebook. Also, while researching her, I found out that my doll is very rare, and it could be sold for up to $300 online. So I always think it's really fun to find valuable things like this at a thrift store for cheap. Well, fast forward, and today, a few days after Black Friday, I got tagged in a friend of a friend's post. A person by the name of Kay, that's not their real name, is asking if anyone has an American doll to sell. She had tried to buy one online for Black Friday, but couldn't find anything within her price range. I then instantly had Kay in my DMs offering me $50 for my doll. But you know what? I declined, telling her that I don't know why my friend tagged me because my doll isn't for sale. She then replied about how she promised her 6-year-old granddaughter a doll for Christmas. She was now worried if she ordered a more expensive doll online, it would not get to her in time, and then offered me $70 for the doll. But I again declined her offer and said that my doll was something I wanted at Christmas as a kid, and I waited a long time for it. Kay then immediately countered by saying something absolutely ridiculous. She said to me, "See, you know what it's like not to get an American Girl doll that you wanted so badly. Please do this. You can make this Christmas so special for my granddaughter. You can use the money to get a brand new one anyways." Now, honestly, I thought about it. I really did, but I still told her no thanks. Finding mine at the thrift shop felt very special. It was like it was meant to be or something like that. I suggested if she was worried about the doll not getting to her in time, she could get one of the cheaper American Girl dolls from Walmart and have it ready just in case, and return it if the one you're looking for doesn't make it in time. Kay then said that she didn't want a cheap doll. She then suddenly switched tactics, asking me if I would even be able to look at my doll again, knowing that not selling it meant I was ruining Christmas for a 6-year-old girl. But you know what? Yes, Kay, I can do that. Because when you decide to be manipulative is where I draw the line. I then immediately blocked her. And you know what? Maybe this makes me a jerk, but I really don't care. So truly, to that granddaughter, I'm sorry. I hope you get the doll of your dreams someday, but you're definitely not gonna get it from me. Yeah, that Kay lady was completely out of line. You can tell she was going through every tactic she could think of. She started off by trying to offer you more money, and then all of a sudden, once you didn't give in to her stupid demands, she thought to herself, okay, time to guilt trip, which is such a toxic and annoying thing to do. Like seriously, just take no for an answer. Accept that somebody's not gonna do exactly what you say, and then move on with your life. To sit there and dwell on it and be like, oh wow, you're gonna ruin Christmas for a little girl. It's like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? Like, why on earth would anyone try to pin that on somebody they've never even met? Like seriously, let's think about the context here real quick. This is some random person on Facebook who suddenly slid into the DMs of the original poster and basically said, hey, give me that doll you posted about, please. If you don't, you're gonna ruin Christmas for a little girl. Like seriously, back off and get a life. Or just plan better in the future. So to answer the question, no, you are definitely not the jerk here. You found that doll in the coolest way possible. You found it out of nowhere in the middle of a thrift store on the shelf. Like seriously, that's such a cool way to find something that you've always wanted ever since your childhood. So no, of course you're not the jerk. This Kay lady probably doesn't even have a granddaughter, and she was probably just trying to get it for herself so that she could sell it online. And with that in mind, I don't blame you in the slightest for blocking that lady. She was acting incredibly weird. And I know for a fact if I was treated that way, I would probably block her as well. When you subscribe, make sure to hit the bell to turn on notifications. To finish listening to all the stories, check out the playlist at the top of the description. And if you want some chill music to put on in the background, check out Easy Mode. If you like Am I the Jerk, subscribe to Am I the Genius. Everything will be linked down below in the description.